Hi everyone. So we are back discussing our pronoun chapter. This is our third part of this session, that is everything about pronoun. And today we are going to talk about types of pronoun. See guys, there are different types of pronoun. For example, let's look at them. Personal pronoun, possessive pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, interrogative pronoun, reflexive pronoun, emphatic pronoun, and relative pronoun. We'll see each of them one by one in a detailed manner. Let's first talk about personal pronoun. Look at these sentences. I have finished my work. Second sentence. You haven't finished your work. Third sentence. Okay, let's change this sentence like I have finished, you haven't finished the work, and I have finished the work. Now, the third sentence is he had played a good game. Next is she is very good girl. Next is it is an apple. Next, we were at the party and they have finished. They have finished the work. Now let's look at these sentences. See, I have finished the work. Alright? So here I. You haven't finished the work. So you. He had played a good game. He. She is a very good girl. She. It is an apple. It. We were at the party. We. And they have finished the work. They. See, all these pronouns, they stand for the names of persons or things. All these pronouns, which I have just bold, okay, I've kept them bold in bold letters. So all these pronouns, they stand for the names of person or things, and such pronouns are called personal pronoun. So what is personal pronoun? Pronoun used for the names of persons or things are called personal pronoun. So all these pronouns which are used for either persons or things, then they are called personal pronoun. See, he must be used for some boy. She is used for girl. It is used for something. Okay, here it's a fruit. We, they, I, you. Even they are used for person, either for singular or for plural. So, such pronouns are called personal pronoun. Now, in our last session, we discussed that pronouns actually play different roles. Means they can be playing a role of subject or they can be at the object end. Means there are subjective pronoun also and objective pronoun also. Now look at these sentences again. All these pronouns I, you, he, she, it, we, they. All these pronouns are actually doer of an action. I have finished the work. So who is finishing the work? I. You haven't finished the work. So who is doer of an action? You. He had played a good game. So who is doer of an action? He. Similarly, she, it, we, they. All these pronouns, they are at the subjective end because they are doer of an action. So these pronouns are called subjective pronoun. Now let's look at some sentences which are playing objective role, that is objective pronoun. Let's see some sentences. For example, they saw Anish and now suppose you have given here two options, me slash I. We'll see each of them. Second one is Thomas and let's say me or I. What would come here? Both went to the party. Next one is you and her or she. What would come? That we will decide. Next is and the next sentence is alright. Now let's look at these sentences. They saw Anish and now what would come? Me or I? So that you have to decide. Now we can see here that they saw. Who is doer of an action? They. So naturally this is at subjective end. But they saw. Saw whom? Anish and me. Why me? Because the action is being done on Anish and me. And when we write pronoun at an objective end, we use objective pronoun. So here, they saw Anish and me. Next is Thomas and I both went to the party. Okay, Thomas and I both went to the party. Now why I? Because here Thomas and I, they both are doer of an action. Means they are at the subjective end. So they are doer of an action. So naturally here subjective pronoun would come. So Thomas and I both went to the party. You and dash should return the books. Now who is doer of an action? You and this pronoun. So naturally this part is actually doer of an action. So you and she should return the book. So she would come. Alright? Let me underline this only. So you and she should return the books. Because who is doer of an action? You and she. And we know that when we talk about doer of an action means subjective pronoun, we use subjective form of pronoun. And she is subjective form of pronoun. Next sentence is he called Marg and invited. Okay, now who is doer of an action? He. Call. But whom he is calling? Marg. Okay, and he is inviting him also. See, when I said it, I said him. So naturally, here it would come him because the doer of an action is he, and Marg is actually taking the action, means receiver end. He is at the receiver end, means he is at the object side. So he called Marg and invited him to dinner because here this Marg is not doer of an action. Okay, he is at the receiver end. So him would come. In the next sentence, he needs to see us. He needs to see us. Again, he is doer of an action in this sentence. So naturally, we would not come because we is subjective pronoun. So here, us would come because us is objective pronoun. He is doer of an action and he needs to see whom? Us. Okay, so this is how you can find out subjective pronoun and objective pronoun. And remember, all these underlined words like me, I, she, him, us, they all are personal pronoun. So we can say that personal pronoun can be at subjective end and at objective end. So we can say that personal pronoun can act as subjective pronoun or objective pronoun. Alright, so this is how we can use personal pronoun. So हमने क्या देखा पर्सनल प्रोनाउन में पर्सन और थिंग के लिए पर्सनल प्रोनाउन यूज होता है पर्सनल प्रोनाउन दो तरह से यूज हो सकता है एक सब्जेक्टिव प्रोनाउन की तरह से यूज हो सकता है दिस इज योर सब्जेक्टिव प्रोनाउंस और एक ऑब्जेक्टिव प्रोनाउन की तरह से यूज हो सकता है राइट सब्जेक्टिव प्रोनाउन में इफ यू नोटिस आई यू ही शी इट वी दे objective pronoun if you notice me us them all these will come okay so in the next session we will talk about some other types of the pronoun